Morning Bizers, my little friend for the day. Today I want to continue our discussion about scales. So we talked about surrender, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago. Probably not even, maybe a little over 2 weeks ago. And scales is how we measure, right? So when you're trying to measure the weight of something, you use a scale, right? And so for this, I'm realizing my lens is really dirty, so I'm sorry for doing this. Much better. Okay. So scales are how you measure things. There's another buddy. Scales are how you measure things in anything, right? So you want to know how much food weighs, you want to know how much you weigh, you want to know whatever, right? And scales are also how you're going to measure your business to determine if it is likely to succeed. So we've talked about this a couple times before. I had some terrible audio. I've got my earbud in, so hopefully you guys can hear me. If you're watching live, hashtag live. Also, let me know if sound is okay. If you're catching the replay, hashtag replay. And we talked about surrender, which is the S from scales, on another video a couple weeks back. But now we're going to talk about the C. The C in scales is for connection. And you guys may or may not know, connection is my word of the year. I am trying to lean into helping other business owners grow while they help me grow, to connect with more people, to expand my reach, to get to know more people, right? And this is a really important strategy in your business. And so today we're going to talk about this strategy. So how do you connect with more people? It's really what the question is, right? Connection happens when you decide it's going to happen. So I'm going to tell you a little story about my business. Something that I learned this year. There are opportunities to connect with people everywhere, and you may be letting them slip by. So for example, if someone comes onto your social media or your videos or whatever the case may be, anything that you've got out there, and they comment, flippin' A, even if they like it, there is a potential for that person to actually be really interested in what you're doing. And what that means is it's up to you to be the one to form the connection once they reach out. So let me give you an actual example. I recently did a live video on Facebook in someone else's group with their permission. And I was teaching about YouTube. And there was a whole slew of people commenting, and their group is bigger than mine. It was a very active feed, and it was quite difficult to follow while I was teaching the whole concept. I was a little bit overwhelmed, if I'm being honest. And so what happened was I did the live video and I could barely keep up with what was happening in the chat. And I've been having this experience a lot lately. And it was on Facebook, which means that I have all the ability in the world to go back and look through that chat and connect with people after the fact. And I did. After the teaching was over, I went back and I commented back on everybody's comments. Which, okay, a bug just landed on my glasses. So I'm gonna go glassesless for a minute till it decides to leave my glasses because I can't get it to come off. Which is what I think a lot of us do in those situations. When someone comments on your video or your thing that you're doing, you respond back on that comment, right? I think that's pretty standard. And that's all I did. So fast forward a couple of weeks, I've been teaching in this group and doing these things. And that person, one of the people that was on that initial first live that I did, is talking to me about my business. And she's also a coach, so she has a perspective of a coach. And she was a potential client. And she says to me, Elise, because I told her, I don't have enough leads. I don't have enough leads in my business. This is why I can't seem to get the sales I'm looking for. This is my problem. And she goes, Elise, that's not true. And I was like, what do you mean that's not true? She was like, you have leads that you're not even following up on. That's the real problem. And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, well, do you remember that live that you did? I was there, and I was incredibly impressed by you. And if you would have reached out to me one-on-one and talked with me and connected with me, I would have bought whatever you were selling. And I went, are you kidding me? And then through the course of the next several weeks, I realized that it is okay to message people. As long as you are not being a jerk or whatever, right? Like being ugly. It is okay to reach out to someone and say, hey, I saw you were on my live. I wanted to say thank you for coming. Do you have any questions? What can I help you with? Don't sell them something, don't whatever, right? We're not being pushy and ugly and gross. But it is okay. They came. That means they were interested. Every single one of those people who comment and or like or respond to anything that you're doing is a lead, is a possible connection. But unless you take the step to follow up, you may lose out. So let me finish the story. Another question that I would be asking is, did she buy? And the funny thing is, people have a very specific time when they're ready to buy. And so by waiting, she found all the other things in her life she wanted to do. Other things happened. She spent money on other things. She never purchased. She still continues to come to my free trainings to this day, and she has never made a purchase. And I believe her when she says she would have bought if you would have connected with me on that day. So I missed it. Now, does that mean I will never get her to buy? No. Probably at some point in the future, after she has a few more connections, after her life changes, whatever, she will become a purchaser. But I missed that initial connection because I wasn't paying enough attention, because I didn't know. I didn't know what the rules were. I didn't know what was okay. And there's something that I have said in the past, I don't know if you've heard me say it, that is that referrals are the absolute best customers, right? So if your customer tells someone else how amazing you are, that person is very likely to become a purchaser because they know someone who says how awesome you are, your product, whether it's a physical product, whatever. But I want to revamp that statement that not only have I said, I've heard other people say it as well. Your absolute best customer is going to be the one that actually engages with you and knows you. Second best is a referral from somebody else. So I want to say that again. When you take the time to intentionally connect one-on-one as a person with someone, they will very likely be one of your best customers. And as I look back over the course of my own business, and as I think about my clients' businesses, I know that this is the case. My best clients who buy from me again and again and again are the ones that have had consistent engagement with me one-on-one. Whether that be coming to a live event that you're doing and you chat with them, or them emailing you and you conversing back with them, or you taking the time to reach out to them when you saw that they engaged with you somewhere, 100% of my best clients have come to me in that manner. Now, some of them came through ads, but then I made it an intentional decision to connect with them one-on-one. Some of them came through referrals, but then I made a decision to intentionally connect with them one-on-one. So the initial contact doesn't matter. Some of them came through social media. Some of them came through YouTube. That initial step where they reach out to you is in your control because you need to be present places, but that's not what we're talking about here. We are talking about the second step. The second step after they reach out to you is for you to reach back out to them in a way that is personal and one-on-one. So what is it that I'm telling you to do? I am telling you to open your eyes. Pay attention. After you do something, whether that is a post on social media, a new video on YouTube, a short, a reel, whatever the case may be, after you do something, look and see who that responded to this thing I did can I connect with, and then do it. So, in my example, not only should I have replied to all of those comments on that video, I should have messaged every single one of those people that attended and said, thank you for attending. Do you have any questions? And then possibly give them another resource. So I also wanted to let you know I covered this topic at another time with this other angle, and I think it might be helpful to you. Here's the link. Reach out to them and be helpful. That's it. Social media, same idea. someone comments back on your post, and I don't mean these scammy ones that are like, DM your picture to us, an actual comment on your post, not only do you respond back to them, you then click on their account. If you are interested in what they are doing, follow their account, like several of their posts, and comment back on at least one. Then you can even message them. Hey, I wanted to thank you for commenting on my post. You can offer them a free resource. Or you can just say, did you have any questions? Or I looked at your account, it's so amazing. Be genuine. I guarantee you, if you have been in business for any length of time and you have engaged on any platform, anywhere, you have probably also missed some of your potential clients or customers. And so that is the C in connection. It is you taking the step out to connect one-on-one with your potential customers. And it is a huge, massive part of your business that you may be overlooking. I'm trying to think, I want to give you a real number. I have legitimately made over $1,000 in the last couple of months on relatively low cost offers because I have taken the time to connect with people. So I'm not talking about my $300 course or anything like that. I'm talking about like $30 purchases. Because I have spent the time, I have made it a priority to make sure that every single thing that I do, I am connecting with anyone who responds. Because I'm not going to have someone tell me again, Elise, I came to this thing and you never bothered to follow up with me. Okay? I hope that makes sense. Yesterday we talked about how for connections, you want to have at least 20 a week. That should be your goal. You should be doing something every week that gets at least 20 people to respond. So depending upon the size of your audience, it may be several somethings. Maybe you have to do a short every single day, which is something that I teach. Plus, you might need to also post in a big Facebook group that has your ideal customer in it. And you may also, you may have to do 5, 6, 7 things in order to get 20 people to respond. Or you might be able to do one thing and get 50 people to respond. It just depends on where you're at. And then all of those people you are going to engage back with. Offer them something, a free gift of some kind, a link to another resource they might like. Ask them if they have any questions. Look at their account. Respond back to their account. Look at these people as your friends. If they're interested in what you're doing, they very likely could become your friends. Most of my clients, if we never worked together again, I would still consider them to be someone that I like, that I want to talk to. I would consider them a friend. Those are the kind of clients you want. You don't want to work with people that you hate. You want to work with people that could be your friend. So look at it that way. You are finding friends for yourself and your business. That's all I've got to say about connection. So we are talking about scales. We already did surrender. That was a couple weeks ago. Today we talked about connection. Tomorrow, if I don't have some other inspiration that I need to tell you guys about, we will cover the A, and you'll find out what that is tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching. If you need anything, you can always post in the MSBizers Facebook group. Tag me, Elise Michelle. I am doing the YouTube launch party on Friday. I do that typically every month. It is $97, and it is your opportunity to literally create your YouTube channel from scratch. I will walk you through step by step every setting that you need to use. I will also help you with keywords, understanding how to use them, setting them up. We also cover your channel art, what title you should be using, what name you should have on your account, what handle you should use. All of the things about setting up your YouTube channel, you will get done on that call. $97. It's MyScheduledBiz.com/YouTube is the link. Would love to see you there. And I hope to see you tomorrow. I just love you guys to bits. And I'm so glad we get to live our dreams together every single day.